Yo, what up? This is Thomas Burgundy. We out here in LA. Shout out to UndergroundHipHopBlog. About to get it in on the interview. Shout out to my mom. I love you. Shout out to Lynn Deasy. My definition of underground hip hop would just be hip hop for the sake of, I guess, the love of it and moving, doing what you want to do regardless of what they, like radio or like clout. Just things that when you think about numbers and you think about fame, I guess, but just being like, yo, this is, where it started, like in New York, like, yo, we're just gonna throw this party, we're gonna scratch some records, and we're just gonna have a good time, throw some words on some beats, and not thinking about, oh, is this cool? Do people wanna buy this? You know what I mean? Like just doing it because you love it, like waking up every morning and be like, yo, I love hip hop, so this is what I'm gonna do. That's underground, not thinking about trying to make it, but just through that you kind of make it because, keep on doing it. The title of my album is Inner City Hues, the Secondhand Paintings, and that's kind of just like for me, growing up in the inner city, I wanted to paint the picture of like, because it's a play off words of Inner City Blues by Marvin Gaye and Gil Scott Heron separately, but I wanted to, of course, there is the blues, but I wanted to add as many different colors as possible from the inner city colors being a mood, whether it be a situation, whether it be like systematic oppression. Just each color represents something, so a hue. And for the listener, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I relate to this color, or I relate to this story. And the secondhand paintings is kind of a lot of meanings because like I said, it has to do with colors and paintings, and it's all secondhand because nothing is new under the sun. That's kind of what the concept was. It's all based on your perspective, and I went through this, and then someone else went through this, but we can tell it a different way. And so the secondhand paintings had a lot to do with the instrumentals because there's a lot of samples. So I was like, oh, a lot of it is secondhand. A lot of my perspective is secondhand because like listening to my pops or like reading the Bible or listening to music, watching TV, everything is influenced. So this is my painting from you, but it's really all secondhand. And it's based around the inner city where I grew up, where like the ghetto where I grew up, and that's what it is. I started rapping when I was 12, and I remember I was homeschooled at the time. My brother and I, we were just sitting there. This is crazy. I'm gonna share this story, but we were listening to the radio, and we were just like, "Yo, we could do this too." You know what I mean? And we started rapping. We just started writing raps, and then like my mom was like, "Oh no!" Like she read it. She's like, "Nah, you shouldn't do that." And I'm like, "Okay." And then I was like trying to hide it from her, but like writing my little notebook, and then she found the notebook, and then she like ripped it up and threw it away because like I wanted to be Lil Wayne at the time, and so I was rapping about like money, cars, and girls and drugs and all that at 12, naturally. And so and then after a while I was like, what's the point of this? And then lo and behold, I met Oscar Martinez, and we went to the same school and church together, and he was like, yo, I rap. And I was like, yo, I rap too. And then we started like, we became like a little duo, and we would rap on other people's beats. Like, okay, we're gonna rap on Up All Night by Drake, or Flashing Lights by Kanye, and then it just started going. And then every like week we would see each other like, yo, did you write your verse? And then after that, I was just like, what am I really doing? We're just rapping, and I'm like, okay, I want to like put together a project. And then my other homie Daniel, he had Fruity Loops, and so we started making beats on that. But we didn't even have like a microphone or anything because my mom was like, no, you got to finish school, and then you can get all that. And then we made a few songs, but I was just like, what are we really doing? Then I met Jalen, aka Deezy, or I didn't meet him, but we've known each other since like first grade. And then he was like, oh, I make music too. And then so I was like, yo, I want to put this project together. And then that was 3 years ago by now, and the rest is history. I think like doing drugs for recreation and rapping about it has never been cool. Like I think art imitates life, and then life imitates art. So a lot of people think, okay, popping Zans is cool, sipping lean, like that's cool. but like, yo, you're gonna really die off of that. You know what I mean? So like, nobody those rappers don't really live that. You know what I'm saying? Like they may do it every once in a while, but then we think, oh, that's an everyday thing. That's like every night. So me just being a normal person, I guess, I was just like, well, I'm just gonna rap about my life because after a while, like it catches up to you of just like fronting and trying to be somebody you're not. And so just listening to who I grew up listening to, you know, like Pac or Jay-Z, Kanye, and like Lil Wayne, like I kind of wanted to be like them, but then I was like, I'm not even that, you know what I mean? And so I just decided, okay, I'm just gonna literally who am I as Thomas Burgundy and rap about that, and if I can't lie, you know what I mean? So if I were to try to be like a Lil or a little, you know, a little young Lil, then you would know that, all right, this dude's faking. And we kind of already know that they're all faking, and so I couldn't go to sleep at night if I did that. I'm working on some I'm working on DZ's project. Him and I, not working on it, but right now I'm kind of like chilling in the back and trying to I'm trying to take a break, and I kind of messed this up because I shouldn't be being this honest. I should be like, oh, well, this is what I'm working on, but I'm not. But no, I'm working on. I'm trying to see what the next project's gonna be. Right now, I'm kind of just letting it come to me as opposed to being like, okay, album number 2, let's go, and then everybody, or not everybody, but there's like this album that you took so much time on, and then you just rush the next one, and they're like, okay, it wasn't that. So the next project is going to it's gonna be what it is. I'm gonna let it come to me. You can find me on Spotify, on Apple Music, iTunes, Instagram.com/Thomas Burgundy. Everything is Thomas Burgundy. And I just want to thank Underground Hip Hop Blog for having me. I want to thank Landeezy for being here. Stop the Presses, Oscar, Aaron. Shout out to Daniel who could not make it. But I'm just really out here trying to do what it do, get it how I live. And if I could tell you, just do what you love and shout out to God.